All right, so we're highlighting the best beach towns in coastal Delaware. We're here today in Rehoboth Beach with my friend Luke Thompson, also a fellow realtor. Luke, tell us about what brought you to Rehoboth Beach and your first experiences here.
Sure, born and raised in the area, multi-generation, has been here. Route 1 was one lane highway. They've been here so long, I'm honestly not sure, but they owned a lot of real estate and we've been here and made it home.
Right. A lot of people aren't aware that this was a religious settlement.
Oh yeah.
You know, you have Lake Gerard, and actually Rehoboth is one of the biblical lakes in the Old Testament as well. It's kind of interesting that a lot of people do come here to kind of rest and get that regenerative spirit. In your time coming here, what do you and your family enjoy doing the most? What do you think people should know about the town and the area?
Obviously the Atlantic Ocean is great. We love boogie boarding, just playing at the beach, building sand castles with the kids, you know, just a great time. But there's plenty of great places to eat, so a lot of awesome things to do.
So you have a big family. How many kids do you have?
I have 7 kids.
You have 7 kids,
Yeah.
so there's plenty to do.
Yeah.
What is a perfect day in Rehoboth for you and the family?
We'd probably grab some Thrasher's fries, some Louis pizza, and then head over to Funland for a couple hours, ride some rides, and then skee ball is definitely that, the bumper cars, the Sea Dragon, and then obviously hitting the beach is definitely a great way to end the day.
Yeah, spending some time on the boardwalk. You know, there's been a lot of changes over the years.
Yeah.
You know, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the Rehoboth Beach real estate market specifically. Because you come into town, and what do people need to know about lifestyle and just the overall market and what's happening?
Sure. Well, there's only so much space. They're not getting any more waterfront properties, so there's definitely scarcity. Things tend to sell a lot faster than the national average, I would say. The market, it's starting to pick back up as we're seeing rates starting to take a dive, so we should be geared up for a big 2026.
Yeah, and when you're kind of looking at, what's an entry-level price point for somebody who's going to get in town on a condo, on a single family, and then maybe take us all the kind of way up to the ultra luxury high end.
They have condos probably, you'd be out on Route 1, but you're probably low 3s. You can get a condo, but the condos can go all the way up over $1 million. But North Shores, or there's by the sea there as well. If you want a McMansion, as they call it, you could 3, 4, 5, 6 mil. There's definitely some expensive properties for sure.
Yeah, when you kind of look at coming into town, you're probably, everything is going to start with $1 million, and then some things maybe on an entry level will have some updating that it would be needed. If you kind of get to newer construction, a few blocks off the ocean, you'll be in that $2 to $3 million range. Stepping onto the ocean, you're probably 4, 5, 6, depending on the quality and the square footage. You've got a very private community to the north called North Shores, and a lot of notable people throughout the area, as well as a number of celebrities. So very mixed, eclectic group of people, and kind of eclectic lifestyles. I think those people love about it so much.
Sure.
Talk to us just about lifestyle and what your experience has been like in Rehoboth and what you think people should know about it.
It's a very diverse area. You see people from all walks of life. People are very friendly. I mean, that's Sussex County as a whole.
Well, what do you like about it most?
I like the beach. I mean, that's what draws everybody here. Just a great small town. It is growing.
Your family's been here for generations. What are some of the really positive changes that you've seen that really we can all appreciate and have made the place, this area better and more attractive for people?
For sure. Growing up, it was a very seasonal area, not much to do in the off season. And now it's becoming more and more year round. There's festivals every day almost. And there's just culture is coming in, so it's definitely, there's a lot of pluses about growth.
Much revitalization has come. The number of the older buildings that, that didn't have any particular character have been refreshed, revitalized. You've got just a really vibrant dining scene. What are some of the hot spots as far as restaurants that you think you wish more people knew about?
Sure. I love Victoria's restaurant. It's fine dining. You can look at the Atlantic Ocean while you're eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They also have the hotel there, the Boardwalk Plaza. I worked there. That was actually a really awesome
Well, tell us a little bit about that experience. Tell us just a little bit if somebody wants to pick up a hotel or a room.
Yeah.
What are some of the spots that maybe they wouldn't know just for a quick search online?
So at the Boardwalk Plaza, it's very nostalgic, an old-time setting. They have a pool. You have oceanfront rooms. It's definitely really nice.
What's a typical night cost today?
I'm sure it's upwards of $300 a night, probably, and probably way more than that in peak season. But there's only so many oceanfront, but it's definitely money well spent.
Yeah, Luke, you mentioned some things that improved in just the number of events. And one of the great things about this area is you've got such a vibrant weekend culture of events and festivals. You have got the Santa Festival where the entire town, everyone is dressed up like Santa. There's the Mrs. Roper Festival, which was a lot of fun last year. You also have Sea Witch. There is just a festival that's happening every weekend, brings in different groups of people. You've got the Greyhound Festival, the Golden Jubilee for dog lovers. So lots of fun things that are always bringing this area a lot of energy and fun. Everything about Rehoboth is not all downtown, though that is part of the draw and part of the fun. But there is also a very comfortable kind of bedroom series of communities right outside of the city limits. You know, Rehoboth Beach living. What are some of the communities and some of the things that people may not be aware of who are not from here?
Sure. So there's the Bay Vista area is on the bay. There's the country clubs, Rehoboth Beach Country Club. There's Kings Creek Country
If you
Club.
like to golf, you get a golf membership to communities, right?
For sure. And then I've recently sold in Sawgrass. Shell Brothers has built some beautiful
Kind of
homes in
resort
there.
style living, and
Yes.
you've got a combination
Amenities.
of pools and clubhouses and a really vibrant kind of active community where people get together and have fun. You've seen a lot of changes on Route 1. What are some of the shops you know your family likes or that you think people should know about?
Sure. A big name is Sodell Concepts. They have quite a few different restaurants that I recommend. I love Matt's Fish Camp, Thompson Island.
I'll tag on that because Matt Haley was a friend of ours. We knew Matt before he passed and then battled with addiction, became a chef and a chef trainer, and then became a restaurateur. Went on to do tremendous work in the community and has a legacy of over 17 restaurants at this point. Since his passing, he would always look to help people that may have some challenges. He always wanted to lift people up, and he's continued that legacy, and there's always that kind of energy here.
And if I can tag on to the second chances thing with Matt Haley, that's why I mentioned him. I'm also in recovery. This year I'll be celebrating 15 years clean. God has totally turned my life around, and it's awesome to see other people that have turned their life around and the impact helping somebody else that's just struggling. So that's near and dear to my heart as well.
Rehoboth become much more family friendly and just very welcoming. You can kind of see the energy shifting, and like everything, it's just really grown up, and it's nice that we can have some people to lean on in the community. So if you are somebody who is relocating the area or maybe who's been here for a little bit, talk to us just about the overall market and then how that fits in the local lifestyle.
Well, the most important thing to highlight is the property taxes. I talk to people often from New Jersey, Newark, and I tell them it's $1,200, the property they're interested in. And they're like, per month, right? And I say, no, that's per year. So you're instantly saving tons of money just in that respect. So that can go towards your purchase price so that you can afford more.
You're just saving all that money on taxes up front just for the move.
Exactly, exactly.
You know, your retirement taxes are lower, your state taxes are lower, you've got no sales tax, and then you get overall lower cost of living across the board.
Yeah, as far as the market goes, there's plenty of deals out there right now. There's sellers that really need to sell for whatever reason. Currently, there's a lot of sellers that need to sell, and buyers are a little bit hesitant. I would say the prices haven't really gone down too much. It's more the days on market have gone up, but I think we're going to see a really big pivot here soon. You know, as they're talking about rate cuts, it's just going to open Pandora's box of all the people that have been waiting. What do we call it? A rate lock, or they're like locked because they have a 3% rate and they don't. Who wants to switch to a 6-7% rate? So now that we're starting to see FHA in the 5s, I think we're really close to just really blowing up.
So if you're going to summarize what's happening in the local market, we're still squarely in a seller's market, probably 4 months of supply, which is a little bit shy of a buyer's market. So buyers still have some inventory and some choices. Homes are on the market for anywhere from 30 to 45 days, depending on which community that you're looking in. And so we don't see a lot of price softening as much as just we see time on market. Still relatively tight inventory, especially if you're going to try to get new construction that is close to the beach, and then across the board, as you look at the country clubs and some of the other communities right outside of town, you're probably 800 minimum and then moving up to mid-millions for most people. So across the board, stable market, still opportunities for buyers. And when somebody is out searching right now, what is that search process like? Are you also working remotely, virtual tours? Talk to me about that process, because not everybody has gone through that process recently of working remotely, especially when you're not on location.
So we're able to get into the property and do a FaceTime video tour with you to save you a trip. You might be coming from hours away, and you can rule out a house before you make the trip down. So that's really important. Definitely is good to get set up on the Oldfather group. It's one of the best platforms out there for searching. We have the Compass Private exclusives. There's plenty of options that you can't see anywhere else.
That's right.
So
you have some inventory that isn't available to everyone, and that's something else. Also putting buyers together with some properties that are off market. Sometimes people don't realize that there is shadow inventory. We do have a team, not only, we don't have a list of private potential sellers, but then we also have an inside sales team that will reach out specifically if you have a community that you like or an area that you're focused on. We could actually go out and go to the public and try and find that property for you. Putting those deals together, and that's part of working with a tight group of people. For somebody who's selling their home locally, we talked about the market being a little bit softer. What would you tell them about three-phase marketing, the advantages, and how do they get the most money in the offer at the price and terms that they want?
Well, Compass three-phase marketing, the Compass Private exclusive is how we start, and that's an opportunity to test a price there's no days on market and there's no price history.
Right.
So
we're sharing this.
yeah.
They're offering privately to our list of clients, the top agents in the country,
Yeah.
the #1 brokerage in the country, #1 brokerage in DC, Philadelphia, New York. So all of the feeder markets and all of the best agents in those markets, certainly some other great agents, but we can reach out to all of those agents, test a pricing strategy prior to accumulating days on market, and then actually end up costing a seller money. So we know when we sell a property this way, it's sell for 3% more and 20% faster. And we know that that strategy definitely helps. Then it moves to a coming soon, which will drive all that traffic directly to you, the listing agent, so that doesn't get diverted and the focus is on selling the client's home, and then full exposure with HGTV style videos and Zillow Showcase, depending on where you're at. So really highlighting that. If you're a seller right now, what would you tell them about getting ready for market? Is it important to be turnkey, or does somebody, if they have a lot of work to do, is it better just to put it on the market without any prep?
So that's what's beautiful about the private exclusive, is you can just test it out maybe while you're doing the work, and you might have somebody come halfway through your renovation and say, I want it as is, and then make it easy. I would definitely suggest, as far as pricing goes, you don't want to be aspirational in this market. So we have auction pricing. Let's say a house is valued around $500,000. You would probably go in at $450,000, $475,000, and get as many people
Get
in
lots of
on it.
offers, bid it
Hopefully,
up.
hopefully it bids over asking. Not only the price, but the terms you want, because there's a lot more to the contract besides just the price.
Agreed.
And then there's aspirational pricing, which is, hey, my great grandfather painted this wall. I built this house myself. It's worth $550,000. It's worth $600,000, and we get these calls often.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something that's unique and maybe has a special character to it, and somebody wants to test the pricing.
Sure.
Which would be above how an appraiser would value it.
Yeah. So that you definitely do not want to do that on the active market, right? Because the days on market is a kiss of death in my
That's
opinion.
when you start getting low ball offers,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. So you start seeing a property. My experience working with buyers obviously helps me with listings as well.
Yeah.
If you see something with 90 days on the market, you're going to just instantly offer 10% less, at least, case by case.
Trying to find that resistance, yeah. And then we talked a little bit about market prep. You're somebody who's used the Compass Concierge. What is the Compass Concierge program?
Yeah.
And then how have you used it with your sellers to help them get better offers?
Yeah, so it's an amazing program. I think it's exclusive to Compass.
Correct.
They can get up to $25,000, which is a very small interest loan that they would get for any upgrades they need, moving expenses. One instance, I had a lady that was really struggling to make it, and she took some of that money and got her into a new place and then was able to sell her place. So that was definitely a success story for her. Another situation, I was selling a mobile home that did not have a Class C foundation.
Yep.
So we mid-contract, that became an issue. We weren't aware of that with the lender. So we took that money, put a foundation on it, the loan passed, everybody was happy, buyer, seller, it all worked out. So that money is available for anything, just upgrades, moving expenses, really just whatever you need to get the deal done.
Yeah, it's part of the reason that I joined Compass, or the founding team here. That Compass Concierge program, you'll be able to take money out of the house with really no hassle, as long as there's equity. It's a one-page application. It just takes a few minutes to fill out.
Yep.
It's usually a quick decision within 48 hours.
Even
And then they
sooner,
just either
yeah.
wire you the money, or they give you a credit card and you can use it for whatever you want. It could be used for repairs as well. So if you're somebody who maybe has equity but maybe doesn't have a lot of cash on hand, or it could be an estate property, you can use the equity in the property to go ahead and get that market prep done. When somebody does spend the time on carpet, paint, landscaping, a deep clean, there's more cosmetic things that really make it more appealing and feel turnkey. That home sell, we get about a 3-to-1 return on that investment, and it will sell faster and it will sell for more money. So ideally, everybody who goes to market, you want to have it nice, deep clean, fresh, probably cleared out, and room clean if you can. Staging is also a nice add-on and will help property sell more quickly, which is also something you can use the Compass Concierge for.
For sure.
So using all of those tools, you can get a property positioned correctly, so that it gets the offer at the price and terms that somebody's looking for, rather than spending more time on market than it should.
For sure.
So Luke, who is Rehoboth right for?
It's right for everyone, like I was saying, the diversity. I see people from every walk of life that are truly enjoying it. People move here and they don't ever want to leave. I very rarely hear somebody say, I'm moving away because I don't like the area.
We're really lucky, and we're really blessed to have all these resources here.
I think we're in the top 3 for retirement.
Right. Hey, Luke, it's just been great to spend some time with you today. Thanks for visiting with us on our tour of some of the best coastal towns to live in here in Delaware. Luke, if somebody wants to connect with you, what's the best way?
Sure. You can send me a text or give me a call, 302-500-1176. You can also email me at luke@theoldfathergroup.com.
Right. We'll see you in town. You can also send us a message, and we'll look forward to seeing you.